Recording in progress.
I'm not doing it American though.
Recording.
We're recording. Right. Our next guest for the Falling Off the Ladder launch is a London-based B2C copywriter and blogger for lifestyle brands who's become something of a much-loved icon, rock star, guru in the freelance communities. And she's going to say she isn't, but she is. For her sterling advice, and in particular her YouTube channel, Kiss My A's, which if you're not subscribed to the channel, get on it because she gives brilliant, no-nonsense advice about freelance life, making sure you price yourself properly, all those things that we need telling. We need to do it properly. So get over there for her sterling advice. But for now, we've got her here. And today we're going to bust some freelancer myths because there are many of them about. Yay!
One too many of them, if you ask me.
There are. I mean, I had to really kind of whittle this down from when I was thinking of some, and think of the key ones that I think crop up quite a bit in our communities, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And with clients, I must say. Yes.
Oh.
So I mean, I've seen you bust some myths on Kiss My A's as well. So this could be interesting to see what has cropped up since as well. So what I've done is I've got them on little cards here, almost like little tarot cards, could draw some energy from them. And I think what we will do is give me a number between, hang on a minute, 1 and 9. And I will pick one out and we can bust the myths, and let's see how many we get through, because we might rant on one for half an hour. You never know.
I can imagine that will happen once I get going.
Well, do it. Go for it. Love it.
I think I'm going to choose 3. It's my lucky number. So let's start there.
Oh, okay. So number 3. Oh, this is one that's cropped up for me quite a bit recently, actually. Myth number 1. The only way to grow is to build a team or start as an agency.
Oh, I could see why people might think that's true. I think for my early days, I kind of I believe that was true as well. But then I read Tom Albrighton's book about, what is it? It's on my bookshelf.
The introvert one or the cash money?
The cash money freelancing, where he's like, if you're capping how much you earn by doing it by day or by hour, you can't grow. Whereas if you're pricing by project and stuff, and you're doing all of these other diverse things, and you're able to kind of grow and still be one person. So, I mean, he's just debunked that, hasn't he?
On head.
Right out.
He's done it. In fact, we should have got him on. I mean,
should have. Good old Tom.
Tom, calling you for the next time. So yeah, I mean, the big thing for me, and I do rant about this in the book a bit, is you've got to find your own ways to grow as well, haven't you? I mean, for me, becoming a freelance was never about that. It was about me getting flexibility for health issues and for my mental health as well, and just getting away from that, what I thought was a ridiculously toxic environment, and it was just no good for me.
I think it also kind of goes into it with the assumption that growth is the only success metric that you have when you're freelance. And as you're saying, there's loads of reasons to go freelance. I'm very much in the same boat as you. Like, I had health concerns. I wanted time and space to be able to deal with it privately and, kind of balance my work as I was doing that. So for me, that was kind of like, can I get better out here on my own? That would be great. And can my work facilitate that? That's, a great thing. Can I earn as much as I did when I was in full-time employment? If yes, that's a huge thing. Can I work on stuff I want to work on? Yes, then that's another huge success metric. I don't think that growth is the be all and end all. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be big. I don't want to have a team. I don't want to have an agency. I don't want to outsource. I want to kind of own my own.
Yeah. No, the only thing I outsource is stuff to my VA, which is the stuff that I either don't have the patience for or I don't like doing, like dealing with WordPress and updating my website. Me and WordPress just don't get on. Whereas she can do it in a minute. So I'm like, can you just, do this for me? And she's great. And I have taken 1 or 2 subcontractors on in the last couple of years, but with mixed success. So it just really honed in again of actually, that's not what I want to do. And there's other ways to increase your income ceiling, isn't there? Like passive income, and you know, like I only just spotted your course this morning, which I didn't know you had, and then sat there thinking, oh my God, I need to do this.
It was a soft launch. It was a soft launch. Yeah.
It was.
I was like, oh, I had quite a bit of downtime in August, and I have been wanting to do it for a while. So I was like, right, let's get this done. And yeah, I launched a course on because I do get quite a lot of questions on YouTube and on LinkedIn of how I got in with the crew at Metal Hammer magazine. And so I just said, this is exactly what I did. This is what I do every single time I write for a magazine. And leave that there in the background to just do its thing while I
stick away.
Yeah.
No, I think well, like I say, I need to be doing it because obviously I'm having to do quite a lot of pitches right now. So yeah, advice on that is definitely handy. I think it is for any freelancer really, because at the end of the day, we're always pitching ourselves, aren't we?
And like, don't go into freelancing brand new and have that as your thing. Get yourself settled in, you know, make sure you got all your ducks in a row before you start trying to hire people and whatnot. Because you might find out that it's just not for you. Like, I think that once you get into it, after a year or so, you figure out what you like and what you don't like, and you kind of you know, snuggle in to the freelance life, don't you? Get comfortable when you find the right position.
I feel like I've snuggled into this room that much that I haven't moved in 3 years, but
I think that I have grown into this room, and it is now a part of me, and we have a symbiotic relationship, and we are physically attached to each other.
Yeah, no, totally get that. Oh gosh, yeah. It's get twitchy when you're not away from it sometimes, I think is certainly something I do. So I think we've smashed that one. I think we can say sorted.
Yeah, fuck that. You don't need that.
None of that business.
Yeah.
Get rid. So what was that one? Yeah, only way to grow. No, sod that. Not having that. So it's 1 to 8 now, isn't it? Because I'm going to get confused if I have to miss.
Oh my God, I can't remember. 5. Let's do 5. Lucky number 5.
Lucky number 5. Oh, no, I know you're good at talking about this one. I'm already talking about this. Other freelancers are our competition and you have to fight to the death.
Well, yes, I just did a video on this one recently because I think this year and last year, I really came to realize just how important our freelance community really is. Of course, I always knew it, and I was like, oh, it's nice to have people around. It's nice to chat with people. But I ran into a couple of situations this year and last year where I really, really needed community, and just everyone just showed up for me straight away. No questions asked, invaluable advice. I just genuinely, hand on heart, do not think you can be freelance without the support of your freelance community. I just don't think you can do it.
No. And I mean, yeah, you probably wouldn't last very long because you would become unhappy. And I think it's, you know, there's this thought that you just jump in when you need something, but actually the more you engage and the more you give back to other people, the more they give back to you as well, don't they? And like I say,
absolutely.
I've had the crappiest year, you know. I lost my dad, then my grandma in quite quick succession, and it was the freelance community that rang me, that sent me little gifts of just like daft things in the post or cake and just checked in with me. And if they hadn't been there, it would have been an even harder year than it had been anyway. They were absolutely amazing.
So, they really are. And even just things like you get an inquiry through and you're like, oh God, how do I price this? And then you just dive in and say, has anyone had a job like this? What do you even do? And about 5 people will come out and say, yes, this is exactly what you need to do. Or, oh, I've got a problem. This person's not paying and they're giving me the runaround. And someone will literally help you draft an email that is just so perfect that really, I had a job go like wrong a couple of months ago, and I was like, this is no longer what I thought I was signing on for. What am I going to do? Someone popped out and said, give them to me. This is what I specialize in. And I made the connection and stepped out, and they just over. Perfect.
Yeah, no, that's when it really does work, isn't it? And I think you know, I say it's wrong to say I've benefited from them connections myself, in that like someone did that with me, that someone contacted another freelancer and said, oh, we've got this project, do you want to do it? And he was like, that's not quite my field, how about Helen? And we'd met on a course randomly a couple of months before. I had a random chat, the two miserable sods at the back of the room, not wanting to pipe up too much. And he sent me work as a result. And, you know, we've connected, and now I've done, you know, there's other work going backwards and forwards and stuff. And it's really nice to have that kind of knowledge that there's quite a bit of work that comes to me that is not quite right, and I would quite happily now send it back to him.
Yeah, we all share, like there's no competition, because my speciality and my niche is totally different, and everyone's got their own unique spot that they kind of inhabit. And so, well, I mean, someone recently just referred me a job because they're on maternity leave, and it's something that I just like absolutely amazing fit for. I can't imagine anyone else who would do the job that's not me.
Right.
And I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Of course. You know,
it's quite funny because like I'm surrounded by copywriters, and so people think I'm one and come to me for work, and then I go, oh no, that's not, I'm not a copywriter. Here, go to this one, or you know, this person's a health one or whatever. And it really does help to have those connections. And the nice thing as well is, you know, that client will come back to you if they do have something right for you later on, because they know you've, you know, sent that work on, and they remember that you've at least built a little bit of a connection there, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all of us freelancers, isn't it? And if you already know a web designer or other designers and stuff, or accountants and whatnot, we all work together. Like I've been brought on for jobs with web designers in our community and stuff, and because we already have that existing relationship, it's easy to work together. It's like seamless. So you've already got nice little pairings. And you feel comfortable, and it's easy to work together straight away, and it's really nice.
And it's not just the work stuff either, is it? Like say it's the, you know, there's some Slack channels where if you're just having a crap day, you can log in and just say like, God, I'm in a bloody foul mood today.
You need a space to vent. Yeah. And what's great is that everybody gets it. So you're not kind of explaining to a partner or a friend who's just not freelance and just doesn't get, you know, what's going on. They get it, and they're like, oh, I hate that, you know, and they just let you go off.
Keep going, just keep feeding me gifts.
Rage gifts.
Gotta love a gift sometimes I can only communicate in gifts, to be honest. If I'm having one of those days,
well, because I mean, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Why write 1,000 words when you can just you know, don't spend the time.
Love it. Another one smashed, I think.
What are the cards actually numbered, or am I just choosing from like what is there?
Well, it's now 1 to 7 because I forgot to number them, so we're now on 1 to 7. I didn't think that bit through.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be picking numbers, and it's just actually just a set number of cards is there, and they're not numbered.
I mean, you could pick 3 every time if that's your lucky number. We could just go with that.
Let's have 3 again then. Let's have 3 times, because that's going to be even more lucky. Let's do that. So this is the second 3, and then the next one we'll do the third 3.
So this is one that people really do harp on about. A 5 or 10 year plan, or even a lifetime plan, is a must for any freelancer.
I don't know, man. It depends on what kind of a plan you're going in with, because I think you need to know, at least for the year, what you're going to be doing. Like, how are you going to, what's your strategy? Are you cold pitching? Like, what's the end game? What's the end kind of revenue target? What are we working towards? You know, which are going to be your main channels to promote on? How are you going to kind of, you know, write your website? Like, what's your strategy there? And kind of, what are your steps to get to your end goal? But I think 5 years is a bit much, and 10 years, I mean, you might not even be alive in 10 years. Do you know what I mean? You know, you might not even have hands to do work with. I don't know. Anything could happen. Adam Driver could walk through that door and say, come away with me, Emma. And I'd be like, fuck. All right. Like, I'm out. Don't plan that far in advance. I mean, for example, 2 years into freelancing, I decided I didn't want to be a generalist anymore. I was sick of working on, I had to write once like 2,000 words on cement. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. But this doesn't spark joy with me. So I was like, no, I'm only going to do lifestyle. I'm only going to do like music, fashion, kind of all that good stuff that I enjoy, like beauty and all that.
Yeah.
I'm only going to write the stuff that I enjoy to do. And I just never would have done that at the start, at the very, very beginning. But it was only once I'd been experiencing life as a freelancer and doing those jobs and working with clients in different sectors that I figured out what really did make me happy. So I think being married to a plan is just never going to serve you, because you have to be free to kind of move in a way that feels good to you.
Yeah, and I think...
sound like a yoga instructor. Move in a way that feels good to you.
All right, like lay down on the settee with a glass of wine.
Lay face down on the ground.
Yeah,
feels good.
I think the key thing you said there, though, is strategy. I think I have a strategy, but I don't have a plan, as in like a proper formal business plan. I've never written one. I've never gone down that route, because I like to, like you say, ebb and flow with opportunities that come up. And funnily enough, I'm the same, that 2 years in, I've kind of gone, you know what, I prefer writing about the environment, health and medical things, you know, and they're what I want to kind of niche in. So I'm trying to now push myself that way, even though I've still got random things and I'm writing about printers at the moment. But, you know, and the thing that did that for me was working on a Brexit project that I was just like, oh man, this is just, well, you can imagine how frustrating for a start that is. How dull.
I've had to write articles for the Daily Mail about Brexit and exchange rates, and I was like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Who have I pissed off in another life that I'm here writing for the Daily Mail about exchange rates and Brexit?
The brilliant thing I did was, I was actually, my very first contract as a freelancer, self-employed, was for HMRC, building the export system after Brexit. And then a year later, I'm writing the e-learning on that for another company, on how to actually use the system that built. I should have known better.
That's quite good, actually. Yeah, that's actually quite jammy to get in there.
Yeah, I must have been one of like the few freelancers in the country, e-learning particularly, that actually knew what it was about. But they still hadn't even got the policy through, so it was still all... It's
jobs like that, you know, define you. Yeah, and then you make those big decisions about what you're never going to do again, or certain types of things like, you know, white papers, never again. Or for me, I started thinking that branding, I'd done branding when I was in house, and I was like, I love branding, I'm going to do branding for everyone. And all it took was a couple of really awful client jobs, and I was like, I will never do branding again. And until 2 months ago, that was true.
Yeah, mine's GDPR. I have done that much GDPR in the last 4 or 5 years that, and the thing is, I've done one really good one that was in my portfolio, and now everyone looks at my portfolio and goes, oh, I want that. Oh, yeah. 10 versions of the same thing.
Yeah, that did us all, didn't it? GDPR. We were all drafted in to rewrite privacy policies and whatnot. Oh.
Yeah, it's a joy, isn't it? And that's why, like you said, that's why we niche. That's why we suddenly one day go, you know what? I'm done with that one. I'm moving on.
Yeah, because there's somebody out there that loves writing that. Give it to them.
Yeah, or a newbie that, you know, needs the work and wants to.
Yeah.
Because everyone has to do it. It's like an initiative thing, isn't it? Of initiation. I mean, that's the word.
Yeah,
you've got to
trial
do
by fire. It's like hazing by all the senior freelancers. Let the new one do it.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a little referral scheme.
Right. Yeah, and you can call it the young ones.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, and we can just give them all the horrible jobs, but they're getting the jobs. So,
well, if anyone watching this is one of the young ones and wants GDPR next time it comes to me, which it's bound to happen in the next few weeks, just raise your hand, let me know. You can have it.
Yeah, you should make a little roster and deploy them whenever that happens.
Or if you just love it, you know, if you love the topic, go for it. Fill your boots. Right. Are we going for 3 again then?
3, please.
3. Oh, now this is quite an interesting one. It's impossible to earn the same wage freelancing as in employment.
Oh, that's bullshit. Straight off the bat, that's bullshit. I think I earned the same. In fact, I earned more in my first year freelancing than I did when I was in house.
No, I was 2.5 times my wage.
Yeah, because I mean, you set your own salary.
Mm.
So why wouldn't you make it higher? Why would you go, I know what, now that I'm in charge, I'm going to give myself a pay cut, no bonuses, absolutely no job perks. This is how I run my business.
Oh, yes. I'm not going to pay myself a pension. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just
no pensions, no days off,
well,
no fancy teas or coffees, none of it.
Oh, biscuits.
It's going to be like a prison of war camp over here. Slave labor.
Yes. Oh, all the way. Go on.
Why would you do it to yourself? Is just what I was going to say.
Well,
why would you go freelance to intentionally earn less? It's just not the way it's done. I think
people expect that with the fluctuations, don't they, that because you're going to have some periods where you've not got working or something, that they might think, oh, well, you're going to earn less. But no, freelancers do earn more like per day than you would do in a wage, and it does balance out, doesn't it? And I mean, admittedly, I am rubbish. My boss is a witch. She doesn't let me take much time off. But and that was one thing I realized last year, that I was earning an incredible amount of money, but it was because I wasn't taking time off either. And then I thought, well, I know I'm secure enough now. I've done 2 years. It's now 3 years. I can afford to take that time off and push back to customers and say, no, I am taking this week, 2 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
I just need to actually start doing it now. But, I did that, and then I wrote a book in that time off. So
nice one. I think that kind of fluctuation can just be mitigated by what I did before I went freelance for 6 months or however in the lead up. I started to make those connections, started to take on freelance work outside of my day job. I started to build the portfolio, get all of the bits in place. And so that when I was freelance, I had maybe it wasn't a lot of money. I think it was £1,000 or something, so that I could survive for however long it took me to, really go hard. And then I think the first 3 months, I was working weekends into the evening. I just went super hard, built up a financial cushion. And now I just keep adding to that. So it doesn't matter what I earn month on month. I always get exactly the same salary and exactly the same dividends. It's a constant paycheck. So even if you earn less, it's not kind of going up and down, because that would be so stressful to be able to manage your bills and your lifestyle, not knowing how much is going to be there. Is just, you can't live like that. And also you end up taking awful jobs because you're desperate. And that's a horrible place to be in. So I think that's the way to go. And then you can take holidays and get holiday pay. You don't lose anything from that, and time off. And I'm now never work weekends. I won't do it. I finish at 5:30 every day, and that's it. I don't look at my emails and stuff. And when I'm on holiday, out of office is on. If you reply to your out of office, then you're just undermining yourself, because you've said, I'm not here, I'm on holiday till the 17th or whatever. So why are you replying then? Stop it.
Yeah.
If they know they can get you, they'll try. So don't.
I might just cut that snippet out, and every time I go to reply after hours or whatever, play Emma in my head. Just
I mean, if we were heart surgeons, then it's going to be the end of the world if we go on holiday, because people will die. But we're not.
No.
So you're going to be fine. Whatever it is, you're going to be fine.
We're indispensable, but in a good way. Yeah. No, I like that. I think it's it's definitely a lesson I need to learn, and certainly writing the book alongside running the business, I think it's crept more and more into my evenings. And the thing is, that's become a habit for me now, and I need to break that I've been working weekends and evenings, and Christ, I was up till 2:00 in the morning on Monday just doing stuff, and that was my own fault, because of scheduled a book release in the busy, what I know is the busiest month of the year, because I just twigged that. Hello.
It takes a lot of self-awareness to be freelance, because you slide into certain habits so easily, and without anyone around you to kind of call you out on it, you are going to get.
And sometimes you learn from, it has to go wrong for you to learn, don't you? But
do you ever get that thing where it goes wrong and you learn, but then in the future you're in the same situation and you're like, but I know it went wrong last time, but if I just it'll be, and it never is different.
No, true. That's very true. Yes, I think, and I think that's the thing that we do all rant about sometimes on social media and stuff, isn't it? And in our communities of, I've done it again. I knew I shouldn't have done this.
Terrible for it. I'm
Yeah.
terrible for it. When you underquote for a job because you just really want the job, and then the job goes over what you thought it was going to be, and you're like, why did I do this? Because now I just feel resentful. Why have I done this?
Or it's that thing of you quote and you've ummed and ahed about whether you should, you know, go up a bit or not, and then they reply within minutes saying, yeah, that's all right, and you think, oh, and you're like, upped it.
Or my favorite is where you stress all evening and all morning about this one thing, and you get to your emails and you open it and it's fine.
Yeah.
But you were just fretting all night long. Worst case scenario. Every time that happens, I'm like, what is the statistic? It's like 84% of things you think will go wrong never happen, or something like that.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
And I try and remember it every time.
Oh.
Never do. Never remember it.
No. And it's even that thing of, I think it comes from past experiences in you know, employment and stuff. That thing of people say suddenly, oh, can we have a meeting? And you think, oh, yeah, what have I done? What? Oh my God, they hate it. And then they log in and go, this is great. And you're like, I've just stressed myself out for 2 hours.
Every time. I put this on LinkedIn recently as a freelance horror story where they're like, we just got the first draft. Can we have a call ASAP?
Yeah.
Like, if you hear that as a freelancer, you're like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
I'll never work again.
Yeah. My reputation is gone.
It's in the mud now. It's over.
It's so true. It is really true, isn't it? It is that equivalent of someone walking through an office and saying to you, "You just have a word in there."
Yeah. Have you got 5 minutes?
Yes. How many times I heard that one? Oh, well, I think we meandered, but we definitely busted that.
Yeah. What was the actual question on that one?
What's the question? It's impossible to earn the same.
Oh yeah, no, it's bullshit. Yeah, you can.
I mean, one sentence is for that one.
Yeah. Bullshit. I think we covered that off in the first 10 seconds of you asking it, didn't we? Bullshit. Yeah, I call bullshit.
We like a meander. That's all right. So then, are we going 3 again?
No, we've done it 3 times. So we can't do it anymore. I'm going to choose 7.
Well, we've only got 5 left.
7, I choose.
Well, we'll go 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
We'll do it that way. Oh, now this did set me off on a rant recently. You might want to swear with this one. So yes, recently on an online conversation, someone said freelancers are just people who can't get a real job.
In some cases that might be true, but then why is the job that you're doing as freelance not an actual job? Like, obviously there's a need for it because people are going to pay you. Like, copywriting is a job, and like being a designer, that is a job. You're just not employed by one person to do it, so it is a job. In terms of legitimacy of profession, but I think it's a lot harder to be freelance than it is to be employed. And I mentioned this on my YouTube channel a few months ago when I said that I'd hit career stagnation. And that is because you are the only person driving your business. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where the next job is coming from. So everything that you build is because you did it, right? Everything that you earn and you get is yours. Nobody was above you saying, go here, do this, this is our plan, you need to do this, these are your action points, and if you hit these, then, you know, there's no one telling you that. You've got to figure that shit out or crash and burn horribly. That's the alternative. So you have to wear every hat in the business. You're not just doing that profession. You're the accountant, you're the HR manager, you're the manager, you know, you have to do everything and your job. So to say that it's people that are kind of, you know, useless is the implication, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. We work harder because there is no choice. If you don't, you starve. Yeah.
I love that quote about, and I mean, I hate the phrase entrepreneur and mumpreneur and all of that, but the quote about entrepreneurs are the only people that work 80 hours a week for themselves to avoid working 40 hours a week for someone else. And I was like, that's so true.
That's it though, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And like you said, I actually think freelancers are some of the most talented, genuine people. And I do think some of us are unemployable, but that's because we know a better way now. And like, if I went back into a company, I'd be like, just going, no, I'm not having this. So, you know,
It's
and
that whole thing of like, you have to be at that desk 9 to 5, otherwise you're not working, which is fucking BS, because your productivity schedule and body clock might not fit that. So that's unfair. You might do all your best work from midnight till, 5 a.m. is when you're at your peak. And why can't you do that if that's what works, as long as the job's getting done? Stupid.
Yeah, no, I have a lull in the afternoon. So I've actually started going to the gym or swimming then. And then I have a sudden surge again at 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I can bash out a piece of writing in half the time it would have took me in the afternoon. And yeah, it's not ideal sometimes, but it works for me. So why not?
You don't need someone over you kind of being like, go here, go there, like go away. And also, I have a track record in my career of having the worst bosses. Like, I attract bully. I'm a bully magnet because I refuse to stand up for myself. I'm such a loser. Like, I'm that kid that just, you punch me in the face and break my glasses type thing. Like, I'll take it. I'll thank you for it. Do you know what I mean?
Until you snap. That's the thing. That was the thing with me. You take it, and then snap, and then it's you're unhinged kind of thing.
No, I can't
Really?
snappy. I can't. Yeah, what I'll hand in a resignation, and for them that will be the wake up call where they realize that they done goofed and it's gone too far. But I'm kind of like, no, I'm not. I'm done. And I think that cold disconnectedness is more of my my thing. I get to a point and I'm like, I choose not to be here. And ever since I worked at Starbucks, I had a really terrible boss at Starbucks after I graduated university. And then I had a string of horrible bosses when I worked in fashion. And then my first copywriting job had the worst boss. And then I went to a company that I loved and stayed there for years and years. But horrible. Actually, no, I had quite a horrible manager there as well for a while. They love it. They find me somehow. Like in the cosmos, I attract all these bullies. And so to be in a position where I can say, like, I don't want to work with you anymore, actually. Yeah. Please fuck off.
Oh, that's the most powerful moment sometimes, isn't it? I remember handing my notice in for the last time and just the relief that just flooded through it. And I just remember sitting on the settee in the kitchen just thinking, like, I don't know, it was the adrenaline. And yeah, sure, I didn't know what I was going to do next. I handed it in on I've just had enough. I didn't know what I was going to do. But luckily got a contract within 2 days and everything just changed and it was fantastic. But that feeling of just like, no, I hold the power now. I'm taking it back.
Because you forget, don't you? You feel trapped. You feel like you've got no other option but to endure it. And I think that's the kind of pitfall of working in-house. You're over time, you're in an environment where you're made to believe that no one else will have you. Yes. Like this is the best you will ever get, and no one else will have you if you leave. It's like a toxic relationship. They're like, well, who would want you?
Yeah,
no one will take you. Look at the state of you. And then you go freelance and you write a book and basically kiss it off to the haters.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, no going back for me now. I mean, I've written a book about how I didn't like employment, so no one's got to take me on anyway.
Even if you go in, you better hope they don't find that. Yeah, you've burned your bridges. It's over for you.
I think I already had. So
no, I'm spoiled for any potential employer anyway. I've spoiled myself. I can't be tamed anymore.
No, definitely not. I think my only hope now is to like own my own bookshop or something. I think that would be the dream.
Yeah, I'm going to become a traveling fortune teller, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or a concubine for a prince, maybe.
Ban the two. Why not?
Yeah.
Concubine fortune teller. Love it. Well, that again, we meandered, but we smashed it. We smashed that one apart. And to be honest, I think we've covered one of these in what we've said. So
I choose 2.
Oh, good one. You have to earn 6 figures to be successful.
Ooh. Do you know what? I still kind of subscribe to this myth somewhat.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus 6. Let me just count on my hand. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do sometimes, even though, as we mentioned at the start, you know, your success is whatever you deem it to be. It's so hard to like hold true to that when you see people coming on Twitter saying, oh, I've had my first, you know, 6-figure month, or I've done this, and you just think, I'm shit. That's it. I'm shit now. Like, may as well give up. That'll never be me.
Comparisonitis, don't we, in freelancing? My God. I mean, it's one of the hottest topics, I think, of everybody else is smashing it.
Like, I made the choice that I wanted to work on stuff that I like, with clients that I like, do my own fun thing over here, and just not be bothered. But as long as I'm earning enough to feel, you know, to be comfortable, that's good enough. Like, I'm happy. And that is true. But then I see someone over here on Twitter and I'm like, fuck, I need to earn more money. Like, I need to earn more, even though I've got everything I want. I've hit all my target. I'm perfectly happy. I'm living my best life. All it takes is that one person.
Shiny objects, haven't you?
They're like, look at this. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I need that.
Recently, lovely Dee tagged me on LinkedIn, and she was quite open about this and saying, "Oh, I'm seeing all these people, like Helen's written a book and someone's done this and someone's done that, and I'm feeling like I have to do it." And then she was like, "But no, I've done amazing stuff," and I was like, "Yes, you have.
Yeah,
look at what you've done." And it is. You've got to, and that's why I do have my little book of wins and stuff like that. That I record everything in there, so I can look at it and go, yeah, actually, I've done amazing recently, because you forget the good stuff.
What I like to do at the start of every year is like, I think, right, what do I want to achieve? Where do I want to go? Okay, what are the steps of how I'm going to get there? Okay, let me sprinkle those throughout the months, right there, because I'm a Filofax girl. I'm like, me and this thing are just, I haven't had to drive a bookmark. Do you want to see it?
Oh,
it's really, I made it. You can edit this out if you want.
Oh no! Oh, hello.
Oh, good. Yeah, look at that. Oh, how am I going to get there? Put the steps out. Make sure I'm following that plan, and then, as you said, as you go along the way, note down everything that you've achieved. That, you know, and then when you look back on it, you think, "Fuck, actually, yeah. Look at all the stuff I've done." Because if you just, I think that freelancers tend to be the kind of people that dismiss their own achievements, or like dismiss positive feedback, and can't accept a compliment, and so they just drift away, and you just never take it in. And so I always try to screenshot or capture or save it and put it somewhere, and then go back through and think, actually, like, we're okay, and look at this task list that we set, everything's ticked off, we're doing a great job. Don't be looking at them like that's their journey. Your journey is totally different. It's whatever you want it to be. Just fucking do it.
A highly filtered journey as well. So you see that 1% of someone's life, don't you? And it's well chosen, it's well filtered, and they've written it in their way to kind of, you know, get something at a certain point across. So the truth behind it, of like, people say to me, "Oh, you've got a book about it." They don't know the hours and the slog and the, you know, all that stuff behind that's gone into that. So yes, I've done it, and I'm really actually proud of it, and I don't often say that about stuff, but my God, there's been tears, there's been everything, there's been doubts, there's been my mentor Erin having to, like, you know, crack a whip to say, "No, you are gonna do this."
But that nobody wants to see that bit. Show them the glitz and glamour of the finished
but at the
thing.
same time, I think people do like to see sometimes the truth behind. There's some of the most responded to posts I have on social media where you say, like, you know, all this is the stuff that goes on in the background, but you know, you're cracking on and you're getting there, and it's not for the, "Oh, feel sorry for you" or something like that. It's just genuinely like, this is the reality.
I tried to do that on my YouTube channel as well. I don't want people thinking that channel is me being a guru and a, you know, a North Star for everyone that's brand new. Like, I put on there all sorts of horror stories, fuck ups, times when I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm like, this is just going to be a video about me talking about how I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I'm just, and you're quite right, they do perform quite nicely, don't they, those ones where you're just honest, and also it paints a realistic picture of life.
It's relatable, isn't it? It's that thing where people suddenly look at you and think, oh yeah, they're actually a real human person, and they're, you know, going through the same thing as I am, and it increases that connection, I think, with a lot of people. But yeah, obviously not like the real depths of despair. That then people don't
don't post selfies
like,
where you're crying on the bathroom floor, or like,
yeah,
don't do that. That's too far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely we smashed that one as well, I think. So gosh, I mean, I've taken up a lot of your time. I apologize there. But I think we've done a good job of smashing those. The sun's actually coming round to blind me as well, so I'm just tweaking myself a little bit now. But yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you, Emma. Thank you for your time. And I think there's been some great nuggets of advice in there.
I agree wholeheartedly. And if our conversation is even 1% as good as your book is going to be, wow.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. It's had great feedback so far, so I'm hoping all is good. I'm just dreading that first bad review, but one's going to come at some point, and as someone said to me recently, celebrate it. It means you've written something powerful enough to polarize people, which
provocative, that's exactly it.
There we go. So I'll try and celebrate it, or at least dry myself rose. But yeah, so
or just don't read any of the reviews at all.
Well, there is that,
and live in a wonderful world of, you know, comforting ignorance.
Yes, I think we could all do that anyway as freelancers.
Yeah, oh, it's so nice.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. It's been so lovely to have you involved and to actually speak to you. I've never actually spoke before, have we? So yeah,
you're moving around and talking in real life.
I know. 3D person. Who knew? Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So, well, I was going to say a bit of an outro and say who we've got on next, but actually, because we're pre-recording this, I don't even know where I'm putting it in the schedules. But yeah, thank you so much for your time, Emma. It's been lovely to chat with you. And
it's been a pleasure to be here.
This is where I have to stop recording and make sure that I actually save this, isn't it?
Yeah, and save it in